And first of all, thank you very much for having us here. I'm from China, and together with me is Professor Shim. She is a local Korean, a proud local Korean, but ni hao is perfect. It's my first time to visit Korea. And of course, it's my first time to visit your school, completely blowing my mind. Thanks to, my friends' help, thanks to your school support. Anyway, we are here to represent the Chinese University of Hong Kong, Shenzhen. You probably here have heard about Chinese University of Hong Kong, but hey, what's about Shenzhen? What's Shenzhen? That's actually our job to talk about our past achievement, present momentum, and a beautiful future that we would like to build for you and with you. So that's our purpose. So it's gonna be a presentation first, but I will try to remain this amusing, entertaining type of professor so that you don't get bored. Yay. And of course, you could ask me any questions, or Professor Shim would be happy to answer any questions as well. Korean, English, both are fine. We're kind of bilingual. If you want to practice Chinese with me, totally fine. All right, so let's get started. A little bit about myself. I'm a professor from management department, and Professor Shim is from marketing. And I'm also the assistant dean of our school. So our school is business school, but the full name is called School of Management and Economics. That's why if you check the flyer, it has a big SME. So SME is our name, pretty cool. SME, School of Management and Economics. However, you might be wondering, hey, professor, you know what? I'm not into business at all, so shall I, wait for the whole session? You should. I mean, studying business is very fun, even it's not your dream or it's not what you wanted, but hey, it's actually nice to learn something new. So that's why it's an absolutely delight to see every one of you who are able to come here and to learn, hey, what's about your school? What about business? What about you? I think you guys are, according to my name, I'm gonna call you the explorer to the new, adventurer to the unknown, and an absolutely great dream chaser, right? And that's exactly what is about the spirit of SME. So let's get started to learn more about SME. A few highlights about this university. Well, as I said, if you're not interested in doing business or studying business in any way, in the Chinese University of Hong Kong, we have 8 schools, okay, 29 majors. I'm gonna get to that later very quickly, right? But a few highlights that I want to emphasize in the very beginning about our university is, number one, everything here is taught in English. So you guys are perfect applicants for us as you are in this international school. Language is no problem, all right? So this is number one. Number two, you might be know about NYU Shanghai, right? It's a kind of a joint venture type of university, or Liverpool in Xi'an. So that's more of US or British, university collaborating with some Chinese, okay, the region, and they just set their, branch in China. So we called ourselves as Sino, foreign or overseas university. So CUHK, which is located in Hong Kong, right? Collaborating with Shenzhen government, that's where we are. So that's why we are called the Chinese University of Hong Kong, Shenzhen. However, if you're wondering, so is it different from CUHK, the main campus? The teaching quality, as well as the recruitment standard, student quality are exactly the same. So we call it one brand, 2 campuses. The next question you might be having is, hey, I've heard of Hong Kong. Hong Kong's pretty cool, right? Why I just go to Hong Kong and then, Shenzhen, what's special about it? So I do want to talk about our university as well as the region, but wait for it, it's coming soon. And among all the Sino-foreign cooperative universities, actually, we ranked top 1 according to 2025 data. So if we compare the student quality, their placement, the professor's publication, as well as research potential, teaching capabilities, all of these dimensions, we actually are so proud to be ranked as 1 in mainland China. All right, so that's how good we are now. By the way, if you get enrolled, there are 29 undergraduate programs, in these 8 schools. But the tuition fee is exactly the same. I actually heard in Korea, okay, correct me if I'm wrong, so different majors actually ask for different tuitions. But in our university, in CUHK Shenzhen, it's not like, oh, if you study medicine, it's more expensive than study, I don't know, but everything is exactly the same. That's number one advantage that might be beneficial to our Korean students, right? Number 2 is, let's say you are allowed to regret. Hey, professor, I once want to study business, but now I'm looking at this engineering, pretty cool, right? And it's actually allowed and quite flexible and even encouraged because this is the time, the first year of university education is the time for you to know better about yourself, to understand what your future career might be. So changing majors or even changing schools from business to, let's say, to School of Music, right? So I suddenly don't want to be an entrepreneur. I want to be a musician. That's very possible and flexible, meaning that the cost of changing your major, changing your school is pretty low. And that could be a different culture, right, in our university than in Korea. So this could be something new knowledge as well. Moving on. So this is this concept that I just mentioned, one brand, 2 campuses, which means when we recruit faculties, we do this global recruitment. So don't think, oh, Shenzhen faculty, can be lower than the main campus. That's not true. Actually, we recruit using the same standard. And the way that we teach, the way we research is exactly following this international standard, okay? But then the question is, what's so special about Shenzhen, right? This is to show some collaboration that we have with some top-notch universities around the world. Number 1, I think you could recognize the logo, is Columbia University, right? So Columbia University have this joint program. We call it 3+2. What does it mean? Meaning that you finish the first 3 undergraduate education in CUHK Shenzhen, in the Shenzhen campus, and spend 1 year in the US in Columbia University pursuing an engineering degree, all right? And then you will be automatically, if you are enrolled in this 3+2 program, you'll be automatically accepted as a master's student, so for another year. So altogether it's 5 years, right? And then you got both CUHK degree, although we're called CUHK Shenzhen, but the degree for our students to receive is exactly the same as the main campus in Hong Kong. But in main campus, they don't offer such 3+2 kind of program with Columbia University because this program is the one and only, okay, in Asia. So this actually a kind of a picture for you to show that, hey, we're a good university. As Columbia, they appreciate such 3+2 kind of collaboration, and only CUHK Shenzhen, okay, is the participant in this program around Asia. Number 2, I'm also very proud to mention this program is called offered by University of Oxford. So they have this visiting program, which is called VSP, Visiting Student Program. Students get scholarship, they have 1 year of visiting, right? And they're treated equally as the student, full-time student in Oxford. So they, of course, are really selective in students in terms of who to be admitted in this program. So I'm really proud to say that in the past few years, 77 of our undergraduate students coming from CUHK Shenzhen, right, and got admitted into this VSP program and ranking number 1 in all the universities in mainland China. This actually shows how good our undergraduate students' quality is. All right, so you might be probably heard of Peking University in Beijing, Tsinghua universities. These are the top 2, right? Most well-known universities in China. It's good, but in terms of internationality, in terms of the idea of, hey, I need to build up my career by myself, the student independence, there's much confidence for me to say our students is the best, actually much better than students from Peking University and Tsinghua University, right? And this actually shows how good our students are. And the third logo is actually from a university in Berlin, Germany. And they also offer this kind of program. It's called Scholarship Summer School Program. So students don't have to pay anything. I think they need to pay the flight. But once they land in Berlin, start learning, okay, and start interning, everything is on the university. Of course, the program is quite selective and competitive around the world. So each year, they want 10. That's it. And in 2024, in CUHK Shenzhen, we actually occupied 7 spots. So out of these 10 participants around the world, another news is that, hey, our students are pretty good, right? So if you get enrolled, if you're interested, definitely it's worth of trying to apply for such program if this is something that you want to try, okay? Right. All right, so now you know, hey, you know what? CUHK Shenzhen, pretty bad. Oh, sorry, not pretty good, not pretty bad, sorry. Well, then let me talk a little bit about Shenzhen. Where are we? Anybody who has visited or has been to Shenzhen, or anybody who actually know about the city? Shenzhen in China? None of you? That's great. Okay, so that's why I'm here, all right, to show you some geography class. But I'm really bad at geography though. So take a look at the picture here. I actually highlighted, I don't know, this clicker, the laser thing isn't working. But anyway, here, Shenzhen is where the line connects, right? It's very close to Hong Kong. And Shenzhen is called the Silicon Valley of China as it has a lot of high-tech companies, right? High-tech companies, of course, now is the driving economic force nowadays, right? You guys from South Korea, you know how big Samsung is, LG is, right? So you know how important that corporation is. Same here, right? So that's why to learn business, Shenzhen could be the best place, easily the best place in China. It's close to Hong Kong, very international, right? And then with this company kind of driving force for the economic job opportunities, that's really nice and it's good benefit, right, for our business students. I actually compared the GDP of Shenzhen with the GDP of Seoul. So if you know about the GDP of Seoul, pretty much Shenzhen has doubled Seoul in terms of the overall GDP. But if we have to count the per capita, right, like per person GDP, Seoul is still kind of advancing a lot, ahead of Shenzhen very much because China is a big country with a lot of population. So if we take the overall number divided by the whole population, and that actually explains. But overall speaking, the GDP is really nice. It's ranked at the 3rd place in China, and it's pretty much doubled Seoul's GDP, okay? That's about Shenzhen. So as I said, I'm gonna go really quickly. I don't want you guys to be bored, right? And I do want to leave more time for you, to ask questions and then, so to help you the most. So far, around our university, we have 29 programs, undergraduate. And if you take a look at the 8 schools here, SME is the business school, School of Management Economics. We offer 7 different majors. I'm gonna explain that very quickly. And besides SME, we also have SSE, that's School of Science and Engineering. I know you guys are really smart students. You understand math really well. Some of you are math or engineering genius, I know that. So schools like School of Science and Engineering might be your appropriate choice if you're into that. We also have HSS, is the Humanity and Social Science. Okay, so that's more like history, literacy, the major and translation, like that. SDS is the School of Data Science, okay? So it's more into this computational coding, right? AI, they have relevant majors like that. MED, you guessed it out, right? It's the School of Medicine. So we do have School of Medicine. And MUS is the School of Music. SPP, it was established 2 years ago, so it's recently new. It's the public policy, right? So public policy, School of Public Policy. And the newest school that was established last year is SAI, of course, a School of Artificial Intelligence, right? So in total, that's our 8 schools that offer 29 different programs. And of course, because I'm coming from SME, the business school, so I will use the rest of the time specifically talking about our school. However, if you want to ask me any questions, like say, hey, how's study environment in the School of Medicine, how to study music in your country, don't hesitate to ask. I will try to answer that. but I don't know if I know all the correct answer, but I will definitely be happy to help, right? And I could connect you with the right person. So looking at SME, our school, so far we have 4,145 students, including both undergraduates and master students. Our undergraduates account for 2,440. So that's our statistics. That's how big we are. And we are actually the very first school established in CUHK Shenzhen, and right now it's the biggest school. Okay, all right. And here are our majors. Very quickly, I don't know, you don't have to decide yet, like, hey, professor, what should I study? Like finance, econ, I don't know the difference, don't worry, right? Because as I said, you have a whole year to explore yourself, of your interest, to understand yourself, who you want to be and what you want to do, right? So no worries about the major yet. But very quickly, we offer economics, accounting, finance, management, marketing, financial engineering, as well as the big data management and applications, right? So these are our 7 majors for you to consider. If you find, hey, you know what? I'm really good at math. However, I'm also into business. I think you're a great fit in our school, right? Because, you know, for majors like finance and big data, we kind of need both. Like your understanding of math, right? Capabilities of doing computing, as well as a big sense, right? And your smart mind in business world. So a great combination is definitely your advantage when you consider what major you want to choose. So this is about our school. In terms of this AI trend, I'm very confident that our school, among all these international top business schools, we are kind of in the top in terms of upgrading our curriculum. We are kind of the first movers to understand what our students need so that we are capable to prepare them to understand the application or the practice of this new technology. So our business school graduates, we don't have any problem of sending them to the top-notch kind of industry, business, companies, or even they want to establish their own business. They understand what's going on in the AI world. And their advantage is that they have really solid business education and training, so they do know the theory as well as they do know the practice. Right? So this is kind of our education philosophy in SME. We not only want our students to know the theory, like what's going on, but more importantly, they need to know how to execute a business plan, right? A marketing strategy or a consulting project. So this is what we want our students to be and to achieve. Okay, and SME is of course open for global enrollment, and this is more relevant to you guys as if you apply, you'll be definitely international applications, right? First thing first, it's all free. I know when you apply, especially for US schools programs, there has to be some application fee, but in order to attract a really excellent international group of students, yes, we set the application fee as free, meaning if you have the materials ready when you apply to US schools, to European schools, it doesn't hurt. Try a Chinese school, right? Because it does not cost you any money. It's just to upload everything. And as I said to some of the students before, if you grow a big interest, like, hey, it's not a bad idea to study in China eventually, because China is a place, it's developing a lot of opportunities, right? It's very close to Korea, 3-hour, 4-hour flight. Why not? So it's actually can give you a plan B if CUHK Shenzhen is never your plan, but given its low cost of applying, right? And the earlier you apply, actually the first round of application, if you check the flyer, the green one, is the beginning of March. If you could send your application material by that time, there is a big opportunity for you to be considered to receive a scholarship. However, after that, there won't be any scholarship. So this is to set that we want the excellent students, right, to apply to us. This is kind of the background story there. So right now, for international students in our school, 23 or 20-ish% are coming from different regions, internationally speaking. But I have to be honest, not many South Korean students are in SME yet. For instance, in 2024, 0, right? And before COVID, we actually had about 10 in total, right? And that's not the majority of international students, but we're actually so happy to see our South Korean students to be able to graduate and then to be able to successful in their career. So that's really good news. But then COVID happened, right? So no more South Korean applicants during the COVID. And 2024 might be from that lagged effect, right? Still, we don't have any South Korean students, but it's great to see 2 South Korean students applied as well as successfully enrolled in our school. So that's the number so far. You get the idea. And that's why Professor Shim and I are here to do more promotion. Hopefully that you guys can know us better and hopefully that you can hit that application button, right? And of course, eventually get enrolled and connect with us. So that's our sole purpose of the visit. We do want our South Korean high school students to know better about us. So this is just some example, students from UK, Indonesia, Vietnam, Greece, Kazakhstan. Yes, that's the Korea student graduated from 2021, who's now working in Hong Kong. The very last one, Zhang. That's something that they said about SME. It's actually a very rewarding experience, fruitful kind of connections according to them. I'm not going to read it to each one of you for time's sake, but the idea is that international students can definitely find a home, right? Very quickly in CUHK Shenzhen. Don't worry, don't be afraid. Like, hey, I don't know about your country. I don't know about mainland China. I'm more used to Hong Kong, that type of international environment. Talking about international environment, if you take a look at the data, we are already international. So don't be afraid, right? So here, let's say, you know what, professor, I don't know, like, hey, I'm still like grade 1, like just starting my high school. I haven't decided where I should pursue my university education. Totally fine. So that's why here, let me shout out to our summer camp program that's launched every year. I think just to have fun in China, right? And you can spend 7 days in our school in CUHK Shenzhen, understand like what's going on in your school, how's your professor, because in that 7 day, we're gonna hold lectures specifically exactly like a university classroom. So for instance, last year, I was invited to teach negotiation because I come from the management department. So to a bunch of high school students. And by the way, last year, we had about 20% of international high school students who were joining the SME summer camp. So yeah, please let me shout out to you. If you're interested, just having fun or visit China for the very first time, I think you could leave some good time, to us, to visit Shenzhen, to visit our school. Plus, you can learn something, connect with the local people, professors like me and Professor Shim. So this is a really nice opportunity, especially you have no idea what's going on in China, what's going on in your school. Day, the way, it's very cheap. So altogether, 7 days, but excluding your flight, right? Guess how much? The 7-day summer camp in dollars. Can you give me a number? Because I said it's very cheap. Like how cheap? $5, no. Okay, so about $500. Okay, $500 7-day trip, including all the accommodation. I think it's pretty good. So this is about the summer camp. So keep posted. I will definitely send information when the summer camp is, applying, asking for applications to your school. And if you're interested, of course, apply and visit us. And another thing that I want to mention is that each year we have this CUHK Shenzhen International Partner Day, right? So counselors, school principals, they will visit us. There's a big group here. And in some cases, some schools also invite their students as student representatives to visit. So it might be also an opportunity for you to visit us. So far, our undergraduates, 80% of them would pursue further study, which means they will pursue a master's degree. And let's take a look at the number here. Almost 20% would be enrolled in top 10 world-leading universities. So Harvard, Yale, Columbia, Oxford, Cambridge, right? So universities like this, that's pretty good placement. So 80% of our students want to pursue further study. The rest of 20%, they will just strictly go to job market. right? So I do have some statistics for you to understand, how's the money looking like? It's actually pretty good, right? But this is in RMB, right? So you could convert it to dollars or, won if you want. All right, so moving on, let me very quickly, I don't like slides like this. It contains too much boring information, so you don't have to look at it. Just look at me, all right? So just look at me. So here is about this Columbia combined collaborative program that I mentioned, right? So the idea is that we want our students, whoever is enrolled in this program, to have solid training. They have honor class, which is a little bit more difficult than regular sessions. So we need to prepare our students with solid math skills, computing skills, as well as business sense, so that they're ready for the fourth year, when they study in Columbia Engineering, and they will be safely placed in a master program in Columbia, which is pretty good, right? So the minute you got enrolled in the program, you would know, hey, you know what? In 4 years, Columbia master degree is waiting for me. So this is actually a nice option for a lot of students. So this is about a program with Columbia. Next is a program that we call interdisciplinary, program, which means if you're into, let's say, engineering, but you also like, hey, I want to study business, so you could consider such program. It's called 2+2. So 2 years in CUHK Shenzhen, 2 years in Hong Kong, right? And you get 2 major degree, right? The degree is the same across the 2 campuses, but you would have 2 majors. It's interdisciplinary. So it's also popular among our applicants to consider. So this is a collaboration between CUHK Shenzhen and our main campus. So you can experience 2 years in Shenzhen, 2 years in Hong Kong, right? Which is nice for international students. And another thing, very briefly, don't read it, it's boring. It's more like a special benefit to our own students. Let's say if you have enjoyed the 4-year study in Shenzhen campus, saying, you know what, professor, I want to stay longer. Okay, I want to pursue a master degree in CUHK Shenzhen. If your academic performance is ranked as top 55, right? You will automatically enroll in our master program in CUHK Shenzhen. So you get 2 more years of staying in Shenzhen and using this opportunity, right, to find a job if you want to stay in China or in Hong Kong. So this is actually quite good opportunity for students who are more into, you know what, I probably want to stay in China, right? But if you don't plan to do so, you can either apply for overseas programs to pursue master or go back to your home country to find a job, right? So that's totally doable. So I'm just showing some examples, like we have collaboration with worldwide top-notch programs like Columbia, right? Like Harvard, a lot of them. We have about 200 or so collaborative programs. I'm just giving you one example with Columbia. We also have this 2+2 major, right? Program. We also have this within university program. Just give you some example, a lot of diverse paths for you to consider. So don't worry, like, hey, it's never certain. I think that's a good news. If people as young as you can think of the end of your university education, I don't think that's a pleasant message. Instead, always embrace the unknown. That's why always hunting for something different. This is really important, especially for young people. If you ask me, hey, professor, are you still longing for any difference in your life? I don't want a divorce, right? I don't want to have another kid, right? I don't like this uncertainty. However, for you guys, right, I think it's better for you to have this, hey, you know what? I'm not afraid of any differences, right? I'm not afraid of the unknown. This is really important when you think about your university education. So coming to China, try something different. I think that's pretty cool, right? So just give you more examples like our activities among students. Student clubs, right? A lot of activity that you can organize. I know you guys are really kind of talented people. I just heard in this school only you have about 30 student clubs. So you would be having a lot of fun, if you join CUHK Shenzhen. There's just a lot of good, high quality activities for you to organize, for you to participate. And also we have this AA kind of system. We call it academic advisory system. This is really nice. We also have full-time professors like Professor Shim and me, to be assigned to 30-ish new students, okay, international students, domestic Chinese students, for the very first year as their advisor. So if you have any questions like academically related, life related, right? Like, hey, can you recommend me a good barbershop? So such life related question would be happy to help you. So don't feel like, oh, I'm into a new world. I have no idea how to survive because of this academic advisory system. I think there's no problem, right? You can feel like home immediately. Business competition is something that we're so proud of. Our students give really, really, really excellent performance to international business competitions. For instance, the L'Oreal Brandstorm competition every year, we had very nice performance, okay? And I don't know if you've heard, there is a China, Japan, and Korean university kind of level business competition. It's called OVAL. That's a big one, and our students also achieved a lot in terms of the ranking and the prizes here. So just to give you some example to show our business school students are really talented and they can pull off really nice performance in such international, well-known like business competitions. Okay, all right. So we also have Career Development Center, which means if you want to understand what should I do, what kind of industry should I pursue after graduation, there is a designated department, just like your counselor's office, right, to help you understand more about the industry as well as yourself. Again, a lot more kind of pictures for you. People are having fun, and this is for the school level and the university level activities. All right. So next, I would want to invite my good friend and my excellent colleague, Professor Shim, who's also a Korean local, you know that, right? So maybe Professor Shim could talk in Korean. I'm still learning, although that I don't understand most of it, about our faculty, right? So one of the things I do want to mention is that, maybe a question for you, guess how many Korean professors are there in our university? Do you have a number? Right now we have 138 full-time professors in SME, but guess how many are from Korea or are Korean? 36. Let's do more. Okay, all right. So have this question mark in your mind and Professor Shim will reveal the answer. Let's welcome Professor Shim to give the rest of the talk. Thank you.
그래서 제가 오늘 왜 왔을까요? 물론 저희 학교 홍보를 위해서도 왔지만 여러분의 걱정을 조금 덜어드리려고 왔어요. 왜냐하면 여러분들은 아마도 홍콩중문대학교 딱 들으면 당연히 홍콩에 있겠지 생각했는데 뭐지? 중국 심천에 있네? 심천에서 왔네? 라고 얘기를 들으면 중국? 하면은 우리가 조금 걱정하는 부분들이 있어요. 왜냐하면 여러분들 중국 도시 다른 어디 아세요? 중국, 베이징, 상하이, 그쵸? 심천 잘 몰라요, 솔직히. 심천이 3번째로 큰 도시거든요, 중국에서. 굉장히 발전되어 있고 서울 못지않아요. 근데 학생들 잘 몰라요, 심천을. 그래서 우리가 홍콩중문대학교 심천캠퍼스에서 왔어요 하면 학생들 조금 걱정해. 진짜 이 학교 내가 가서 잘할 수 있을까? 걱정해요. 그래서 제가 여러분들의 걱정을 조금 덜어드리려고 오늘 이렇게 직접 왔습니다. 그래서 제가 생각을 비행기에서 해봤는데 우리 고등학교 한국 고등학생들이 우리 학교를 생각하면 어떤 걸 걱정할까 생각해봤어요. 첫 번째는 과연 한국인 교수들이 얼마나 있을까? 그렇죠? 학교에 왔는데 한국인 교수님들 수업도 듣고 하면 좋잖아요. 그래서 여러분들 아까 답이 뭐였어요? 몇 명이라고 했죠? 3명? 5명? 정답은 10명. 10명 있어요. 네. 그래서 저까지 포함해서 10명. 그래서 경영대 전공이 Finance도 있고 Accounting, Marketing, Management, 그리고 OM, IS, Economics 다양하게 있는데 다양한 과에 한국인 교수님들이 다 계십니다. 그래서 지금 여기 백수영 교수님, 진윤호 교수님, 김호준 교수님, 그리고 이재민 교수님, 이성광 교수님, 데이비 파크, 이분은 한국 분이신데 영어 이름을 쓰시네요. 그리고 박종환 교수님, 그리고 이건 저고요. 유승현 교수님, 윤준상 교수님 이렇게 10분이 계세요. 저는 마케팅에 있고 다른 교수님들은 또 다른 전공을 하시고 저희 교수진들 굉장히 좋아요. 여러분들 죄송해요. 제가 이게 저희 교수님들의 절반 정도는 학부를 한국에서 하셨고요. 서울대랑 연대 이렇게 이 학교들에서 하셨고 또 절반 정도는 미국에서 이제 학부를 마치셨어요. 그리고 박사는 대부분 다 미국, 그리고 캐나다, 그리고 영국 이렇게 유수의 대학교에서 How can I go back? No. I need to go back to the faculty page.
This one is going down.
Which one?
But it's not working somehow.
It's not working. 네, 그래서 저희는 10명의 교수님들이 계시고요. 당연히 여러분들은 수업은 영어로 듣지만 저희 학교에 오시면 이제 한국인 교수님들과 소통을 할 수 있는 기회가 굉장히 많습니다. 그리고 두 번째 아마 걱정은 저희 학교에 왔을 때 과연 적응이 좀 쉬울까? 중국 심천에 사는 게 어떨까? 좀 걱정이 될 것 같아요. 제가 학생이라도. 근데 제가 아까 전에 이제 우리 프로페서 짱이 알려주셨듯이 저희가 1학년 학생을 대상으로 AA 프로그램을 진행하고 있어요. 그건 아카데믹 어드바이저라고 하는데 저 같은 경우에는 올해 40명의 인터내셔널 스튜던트의 담당이에요. 근데 저는 아쉽게도 한국 학생들이 저의 학생은 아니고 올해는 저는 보통 인도네시아 학생이랑 이제 카자흐스탄 학생들을 담당하고 있는데 저희가 이렇게 1학년 학생들을 교수들이 다 담당을 하고 있어요. 그래서 학생들이 겪을 수 있는 어려움이나 고민이나 그리고 수업을 뭐 들어야 되는지 시험을 망쳐서 이 시험을 어떻게 해야 되는지 이 과목을 계속 들을 수 있는지 여러 가지 걱정들이 되잖아요. 그거를 저희가 1대1로 다 상담을 해드리고 있습니다. 그리고 또 그룹 세션도 열어요. 그래서 어떻게 학교에서 수업을 잘 들을 수 있는지 어떻게 하면 좋은 학점을 받을 수 있는지 그리고 또 다른 스튜던트 그런 클럽 같은 거 어떻게 조인하는지 여러 가지 정보를 알려드리고 있어요. 그래서 여러분들이 저희 학교에 입학을 하게 되면 이렇게 1대1 매치가 되거든요. 그래서 여러분들이 저희 학교에서 적응하거나 이렇게 생활하는 거에 있어서 너무 큰 걱정을 안 하셔도 돼요. 그래서 제가 오늘 그 두 가지를 말씀드리고 싶어서 오늘 직접 왔고 그리고 또 이제 여러분들은 아마도 익스체인지 프로그램 좀 관심이 많으실 것 같아요. 교환학생. 이제 홍콩중문대학으로 대학을 오면 한국에도 조금 대학생활 해보고 싶은데 저는 한국에서 대학생활을 했거든요. 제 인생 중 가장 재밌는 시기였어요. 저는 서울대에서 학부생활을 했는데 너무너무 즐겁고 제 인생의 황금기였어요. 여러분들도 저희 학교에 오면 정말 아름답고 재밌는 시간을 보내시겠지만 한국 학교에서 조금 또 공부해보고 싶죠. 그래서 교환학생 프로그램이 있는지 궁금해하실 것 같아서 슬라이드를 준비를 했는데 물론 당연히 있습니다. 그래서 작년 기준으로 했을 때 428명의 경영대 학생들이 외국 학교에 교환학생으로 참여를 했어요. 그래서 다양한 나라, 여기 보이시죠? 제가 다 일일이 얘기하지 않아도 당연히 영미권 국가들 당연히 있고 유럽 그리고 아시아 국가들 그리고 심지어 북유럽 국가도 있고요. 멕시코도 있고 여러분들이 골라서 익스체인지 프로그램에 참여하실 수 있어요. 그리고 우리 이런 수치들 일단은 스킵하겠습니다. 그래서 한국 학교 어디가 가능할까? 서울대, 성균관대, 연세대학교 다 가능하고 또 중앙대, 이대, 한양대, 카이스트 그리고 고려대학교 그리고 포항공대 저희와 다 교환학생 협정을 맺고 있는 학교들이에요. 그래서 여러분이 저희 학교에서 공부를 하다가 한 학기나 1년 정도 한국에서 한국인으로 대학생활 한번 해보고 싶다. 그러면 얼마든지 교환학생에 참여를 해서 한국에 올 수 있는 기회가 있습니다. 그래서 일단 저는 여러분들 피곤하시니까 이 정도에서 프레젠테이션은 마치고 when you wanna come? 저희가 질문을 이제 답변하는 시간을 조금 가지려고 하는데 혹시 여러분들 질문을 지금 하실 게 있을까요? 아니면은 1대1로 질문하는 거를 더 선호하시면 저랑 원이 여기에 있을 테니까 오셔가지고 편하게 영어로 물어보셔도 되고 한국어로 물어보셔도 되고. 그래서 일단 저희가
We have one more slide. We have one more slide left.
그래서 지금 저희가 이제 여기서 어느 정도 질문을 마치고 그리고 원이 마무리하도록 하겠습니다. 혹시 질문 사항이 있으시면은 여기 남으셨다가 저희한테 오셔서 말씀해 주시면 돼요.
Right. This is pretty much what I want to say. Thank you again very much. Please ask any questions that's not necessarily for our school, but maybe Shenzhen, China would be happy to address. And the second bullet point is come and visit someday through the summer camp. I think, cheap and good opportunity to have fun. And apply while it's early. I mean, it doesn't hurt, right? It's a free application. I mentioned that. And also, every one of you has the flyer. I also prepared some gifts for you. But, given we traveled all the way from China, we do not have every gift for every one of you. So that's why whoever might ask any questions can get a gift from us. Not very big one, small pouch from. It's good to put your coins or ear pods. Ask questions. And let's keep in touch. You have the email, you have the account, the QR code. Please also give this maybe to your parents, to your friends who you think might be interested in our school. Spread the words, okay, for us. Again, thank you very much for joining today's session. Good luck with everything in life, in study. Okay, wish you all the happiness and success.